Now I'm going to pronounce the chili paste here straight away because I will forget how to pronounce it. Gochujang. I don't know. I remember years ago, actually, you'll enjoy the story, is I did a Hungarian goulash on the show. And I got letters and emails from everyone all saying that I had it completely wrong. It was the wrong recipe, and each one of them gave me a different recipe. So their originals were all different. Now, my pronunciation of the Korean chili paste, which I've just absolutely massacred, I'm sure I will get some emails telling me I've said it wrong. Anyway, we are doing a Korean dish, which is a bit of fun. It's very trendy at the moment, we know. Now, I don't normally follow trends, but hey, what the heck. I'm going to be all super trendy with my Korean chili paste, which you can buy these days, and it just shows you that Korean food is very popular. You can buy it almost in any Chinese grocer, particularly if you can pronounce it. I'm not going to try again. 2 tablespoons of this Korean chili paste. It is fiery stuff, guys, so be a little bit careful. You know, you can do less, obviously, if you like. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Now, this is the dipping sauce. What I'm doing is making a salad, and I've got a dipping sauce to go with. So a good tablespoon of brown sugar, which just cuts back a little bit on that fierceness or bite. 1 tablespoon of dark soy. Now, dark soy is a very different beast to the light Japanese one that I use all the time, because it's stronger, it's thicker, and also 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. And then all we're going to do is put that on a low heat and just cook it for a minute or 2. To that we then add, just to finish it off, a really good knob of ginger. And I'll tell you the one thing that every Korean dish I've ever tasted in my life, and when you go to Korea and you get in a lift, very garlicky, guys. So yes, a good knob of ginger, but also a couple of cloves of garlic. To that I then add, as I said, a couple of good cloves of garlic. Now, when I've made this before, I've sometimes found it to be a bit thick, and I've added a little bit of water. The salad itself, first of all, what I've got here is a spring onion. I've got a big plump clove of garlic, which I've finely sliced, a big knob of ginger, which I've finely sliced, and a little bit of red onion, which I've finely sliced. This is sort of a bastardized version of a kimchi, and when I say bastardized, I really mean it. We add some cucumber, which we just cut off like this until we get to the seeds. And we do the side. Doesn't matter if it's got a little bit of the skin on, you don't want too much. You see what I mean? It's caramelizing a bit too much, a bit too quickly. So what I'm going to do is add a small amount of water, because I want it to develop its flavour, and if it caramelizes too quickly and too much, well, it's not going to happen. Now, what I'm also adding next are some strips of peeled carrot. This is a variation of our wonderful man Ottolenghi's version of a kimchi, which is really nothing like kimchi, is it really? Because there ain't no cabbage. It's not buried in the ground for 3 years. I don't think I'll ever do that, but that's the idea. So some carrot, some cucumber, and all those lovely little bits and pieces. And to that I then add some coriander leaves, quite a few. Don't worry if there's some stalks. Now, my sauce is looking rather good there, so I'm going to pull that off. We'll have a taste of it in a minute, but I do want it to cool a little, because I really don't want to blow my head off. To this salad, I add a dressing. Now, my dressing is the simplest thing in the world, because it's just a teaspoon of fish sauce, teaspoon of light soy, because the dark soy would take over a bit, teaspoon of caster sugar. You use the brown if you can't be bothered getting 2 sugars out. Back to the rice vinegar, a teaspoon of that. And all we then do is squeeze that. Just like that, we leave that to the side. And what we are going to do is, when that grill is hot, I'm going to grill some plums and a piece of beef, nice marbled beef. Don't put any salt on it, because you've got the soys and things like that, but a little bit of pepper. I want it rare. You can have it a little bit more, but please don't cook the heck out of it. I will also cook those plums. I've just rested that steak, some nice cheeks of fresh plum, and just on the barbecue. And the natural sugars of that, they're really good, because what it does is it caramelizes. Sauce over the top. So there's our sort of kimchi. These lovely bowls that are a big deal at the moment. I think it's a wonderful way to eat. You know, you've got all your different ingredients in it. You could obviously forget the beef and just do it without that if you liked. I've also got a avocado which is in beautiful condition. Absolutely superb, couldn't be better. Now I would normally mostly only put a quarter, but that's ridiculous because that is so beautiful. I'm putting that whole one on. I am not chopping that back, and I'm using that for my avocado vinaigrette, which I think I've done on the show actually, with my lovely vinaigrette dressing that I am very fond of. And then we will throw on some stalks of coriander, and let's start thinking about our beef. Now I told you I wanted it pretty rare. That's up to you. It's about 100 grams. You could do a bit less, and it's a piece of porterhouse. You could use any steak you like, but porterhouse is lovely, as is rump, fillet, anything you like. Good quality free range egg. Now I got these from the South Melbourne market. They are rotationally grazed. Oh, I love all these. Sustainably farmed from grass-fed old and happy hens. No, wild and happy hens. Not old. Beautiful. Now, I've got that pretty hot because I want it to be a little crusty. I don't want a smooth egg. I want it a little sort of bubbly and all that kind of stuff. Like that. That's what I want. Yes, looking good. Now, let's just put our plums on here. Just move it over so I've got somewhere to put my egg. Now I'm going to put the smallest amount of salt on it. There we go. That's what I want. Nice brown bottom. You want something with a bit of crunch to it because everything's quite soft. So nice crunchy egg. And there we have it. You need something soft and vibrant. And what I've got here, Sally's Hill Cabernet Franc 2015. Yes, it'll be soft, vibrant, nice red. This is what we need with it. You could, of course, did I say this? You could have a beer with it. I do prefer red wine, but that's just me. Sally's Hill Cabernet Franc, a lovely Korean bowl with a sauce made with... I'm not trying it again. Okay, guys, you'll enjoy this. It's fun, and you can put as much or as little of that sauce on as you like because it does have a bit of a kick.